Welcome in. Most leaders can handle the day-to-day, no problem. But the real test? That comes when you have to lead a massive, company-wide transformation. So today, we're breaking down the blueprint for how to architect that kind of change and actually make it stick. All right, so first up, let's talk about the transformation test itself. It's really the ultimate measure of leadership, and honestly, the stakes have never been higher than they are right now. So this is the core question, isn't it? Our world is being completely rewired by AI, by new digital business models, by a total rethink of workplace culture. Just trying to maintain the status quo is, frankly, a recipe for being left behind. The real challenge is, how do you steer the entire ship through these massive shifts without the whole thing just falling apart? And look, we've got to be super clear about something right off the bat. We are not talking about simple change, like tweaking a process or updating some software. Transformation is systemic. It's about reinventing the organization from the ground up to build entirely new capabilities for the future. It's strategic, not just tactical. Big difference. Okay, so if this is so crucial, why is it so darn hard to get right? Well, there's a brutal, unavoidable number that hangs over every single one of these ambitious projects. And that number is 70%. Yep, you heard that right. The vast majority of these expensive, time-consuming efforts, they just don't deliver on their promise. So what's going on here? Is it just a roll of the dice? No way. The reasons they fail are often predictable, and that's the good news, because it means they're also manageable. Look, this failure isn't some random accident. It almost always stems from a breakdown in the fundamentals. When you have a fuzzy vision, you get directionless activity. When you have poor communication, you get confusion and resistance. And this all points to one huge truth, really. Transformation is about 80% psychology and only 20% strategy. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, you wouldn't build a skyscraper on sand, right? You need a solid plan. And that brings us to the core of this whole thing, the architecture of change. Think of a successful transformation like a building held up by these four essential pillars. They have to be perfectly aligned. Your vision answers, where are we going? Your strategy defines how we'll get there. Execution details what specifically has to change. And culture, well, that determines how people will actually behave on the journey. If even one of these pillars is wobbly, the entire structure is at risk of coming down. So once we have that high-level blueprint, our four pillars, now we can get tactical. We can move from the architecture to the actual playbook. This is the step-by-step process that turns that grand strategy into a real, tangible movement. This is a pretty classic 8-step model, and for good reason. It provides a clear, proven sequence. You start by creating a real sense of urgency, then you build your core team, your guiding coalition. From there, you shape that vision, you communicate it relentlessly, and you empower people to act on it. Then you got to get some quick wins on the board to build momentum, scale up the change, and finally lock it into the culture. It's a full roadmap. But here's the thing. You can have the most perfect plan, the most flawless process, and it's all completely useless without one thing, your people. And this brings us to the most critical and, let's be honest, the most difficult part of this entire architecture, winning hearts and minds. And this, right here, is probably the single most important thing to get. When you see what looks like resistance, it's almost never about the change itself. It's a human reaction to uncertainty. A leader's number one job during a transformation is to relentlessly replace that fear of the unknown with clarity, with purpose, and with meaning. To do that, you need a totally different kind of leadership. You have to shift from being a traditional leader who just manages processes and controls decisions to a transformational leader who actually mobilizes people and encourages experimentation. You have to stop focusing only on today and start actively designing for tomorrow. So what does that look like in practice? Well, it means you start seeing resistance for what it is. It's just unmanaged emotion. If people are afraid of losing control, you invite them in. You ask them to participate. If they're worried their skills are becoming obsolete, you give them the tools and training to reskill. By responding with real empathy, you can turn that friction into fuel. At the end of the day, for any of this to actually stick, the culture itself has to evolve. This is about deliberately shifting behaviors across the whole organization, moving from isolated silos to true collaboration, from a fear of failure to a passion for experimentation. Because without the right culture, even the best strategy will just wither on the vine. All right, so does all this theory actually work in the real world? You bet it does. Let's look at a couple of fantastic examples and what they tell us about what it means to lead in the future. Let's take Adobe, for example. Their shift from selling software in a box to a cloud subscription model was absolutely massive. I mean, they faced huge internal resistance, investors were skeptical, but through disciplined execution and just crystal clear communication about the future, they completely reinvented their business and ended up tripling their revenue. Or how about Microsoft's incredible turnaround under Satya Nadella? He took a company that many saw as stagnant and turned it into a powerhouse in cloud and AI. How'd he do it? The real secret wasn't just technical, it was behavioral. He focused on building a growth mindset culture, which proves that the deepest transformation always starts with how people think. Okay, so let's boil all of this down. What are the big things to remember? First, transformation is an emotional and behavioral journey, not just a strategic project. Second, your communication has to do more than just inform. It has to create clarity and meaning. Third, culture is what will ultimately determine if any of this lasts. And finally, what gets measured is what gets done. Measurement creates accountability. And that really gets to the heart of it all. The best leaders don't just manage a project plan. They architect a powerful, compelling vision of the future. And they inspire everyone in the organization to grow into the people who are capable of building it. That is how you lead true transformation.